All right. Moving on to the next one. We are going to... Wait. Oh, shit. We're going to Ohio again. Title says, Ohio grandma pleads guilty to leaving granddaughter's body in cooler for over a month. Wow. Published December 14th, 2023. This is True Crime Daily, and this is in Hamilton County. A 45-year-old woman could face almost 2 decades in prison after she pleaded guilty to charges relating to the death of her toddler granddaughter, whose body was found in a cooler. WXIX-TV reports LaTanya Austin entered the plea Wednesday, December 13th, for charges of gross abuse of a corpse, involuntary manslaughter, and tampering with evidence. She will reportedly be sentenced to between 15 and 20 years in prison with 948 days credit for time served. Austin was indicted in June 2021 on charges of aggravated murder, 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of felonious assault, 1 count of tampering with evidence, and 1 count of gross abuse of a corpse for the death of a 2-year-old Zayla Lee. She could have faced life in prison. The Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office previously indicted her on charges of abuse of a corpse and tampering with evidence because the girl was discovered in a cooler on Austin's property. Lee's death was ruled a homicide due to blunt force trauma to the head, but she also sustained deep lacerations near her hip and a broken arm after she died. Wow. According to WXIX, Austin told investigators one of the other children in her home shook and cut her up with scissors. Austin reportedly wrapped Lee's body inside multiple trash bags and left her in the cooler. She had been dead for approximately a month before police found her remains. In the statement announcing Austin's indictment, then Hamilton County Prosecutor Joseph DeTiers said, "It is impossible to comprehend the depravity of an individual able to not only strike a 2-year-old so hard to cause her death, but to then attempt to conceal that crime by stuffing the child's lifeless body into a cooler. As a father and a grandfather, I am sick." So am I. That's horrible. Wow. Do you really need me to give you my opinion on this? You already know my opinion on this. I say it every episode. It's the same thing. It's always it's children, and it's wow. Stuffed in a cooler, huh? Wow. And she tried to blame the other children for it. It's crazy. Wow. I don't even know what to say anymore about these parents. Blunt force trauma to the head. Also had deep lacerations near her hip and a broken arm after she died. All I read is not one single care for the child. Completely intentional. And that's my own personal opinion. There really isn't any other... there actually is. Let's see what this website has to say. This WXIX. We'll watch this video real quick while I open chat. I just realized I don't have any other chats open. So I'll leave this playing, and hopefully it's not loud like all the other ones. Okay, sorry, give me 1 sec. Just making sure the volume is correct.
Now for you, new at 5, a Cincinnati grandmother pleaded guilty to charges in connection to her 2-year-old granddaughter's death.
45-year-old LaTanya Austin was accused of putting the toddler's body into multiple trash bags and then putting those trash bags in a cooler in toddler's body into multiple...
Our Brittany Harry was the only reporter in the courtroom. She joins us live from the Hamilton County Courthouse.
Oh, thank you very much, Duck and Felons. I really appreciate that.
Well, LaTanya Austin, she was scheduled for a bench trial this morning at around 9 o'clock, but actually ended up pleading to 3 of the 7 charges that she was facing in this case. And for the first time, we're hearing from family.
I said I was the rock, trying to put everything together, and
those were LaTanya Austin's words in Judge Alan Trigg's courtroom this morning. She pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter, gross abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence. Those charges are in connection to her 2-year-old granddaughter's death.
That makes the aggregate sentence 15 years to 20 and a half years. She gets credit for 948 days that she's already served.
I feel bad about the sentence because I know that she didn't do that. I don't feel like she did. I know that she loves kids.
Armani Robinson is Austin's nephew. He says he doesn't believe she would hurt anyone, let alone her own granddaughter.
No, she loves kids. She has her own kids. She took in her daughter's kids. And prior to that, she was taking care of other people's kids. And when I would go over there and I was hearing interactions with the kids, it was never an issue, like ever.
Austin was accused of putting her granddaughter's body into multiple trash bags. Those bags were placed in a cooler behind her home in South Fairmont. Austin's attorneys say she had a difficult upbringing and has suffered, quote, enormous trauma throughout her life. She also, according to her attorneys, suffers from mental health issues.
I love her to death, and I want her to know that I love her to death.
Now, Austin's sentence, according to the judge, is to be served consecutively. And we also know that once she is released from prison, whether that be in 15 or 20 and a half years, that she will then be on 5 years of post-release control. For now, I'm reporting live from downtown, Brittany Harry, Fox 19 Now.
Wow. I mean, I guess it's a surprise for anyone if you find out that a family member has committed a crime in that manner, but I don't know, it's just... Wow, she had kids. Like, she was always surrounded by children. That's scary stuff right there. Yep, it didn't happen before, but it sure as hell did happen now. And this is a very horrible way for police to find a body. So I do understand his point of view from, I guess, like an empathy part, but the truth of the matter is, like, no one really thinks that someone is capable of doing something, and then when you're faced with the reality of, yeah, it's not what you think, and that person is not who you thought they were. Reality hurts sometimes, and it's not easy to accept. But the crime was committed, and she's definitely going to be spending her, if not her whole life, she's going to be spending a good chunk of it in jail. So, reality is reality, and can't deny it. I just saw Twitch chat. Regilas, thank you so much for being here. I saw your hello. I apologize. I didn't see it before. I didn't have chat open. That's my bad. I should have had it up and running once I started the stream, but it completely slipped my mind. So if you're still here, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Moving on. Wow, that's so sad.